What is Z100? Is it for you? Do you care? Well, stay tuned and find out, because I'm about to go over it. Hey gang, so we're back here. Going to go over what Z100 is. I've mentioned it in a lot of my videos, and I'd like to go over the concept, give you a quick rundown and let you know what I'm talking about. So, what is Z100? Well, Z100, the Z stands for 0, because we start every day, we start every moment of every day at 0. And that doesn't mean that we're nothing. That just means that we have to start again. We put all of the success, all of the failure, we treat success and failure the same, and we move on from now. So this helps us to not feel ashamed of defeat or failure, and not get too high over the successes we've had, because we want to have more success. So if we dwell on the past success, we aren't going to grow and get into the new one. My wife Kristen likes to use the analogy of basketball. When you take a shot for basketball, you want it to go in, of course. But if it doesn't go in, then you have to run back and defend. But if it does go in, you have to run back and defend. So it doesn't matter what happens. You are always switching from attack to defense, and you always forget what just happened, and you move on to the second part, the 100%. You give 100% effort so that you can grow. You don't jog back to the other side of the basketball court, if I keep that analogy, and let the other team score easily. No. You work hard, you give 100%, you keep that intensity high. So the 0 is the consistency. Remembering to start again, remembering always that you are born anew each day. And the 100% is the intensity. Consistency and intensity. This will be an ongoing theme in everything that I say and do. Alright, let's talk a little bit about not elite, yet elite. Sounds like a pretty elite sort of idea, Z100. Always starting again, always giving 100%. My wife herself thought it was quite relentless when she heard when I came up with the theory some time ago. And in the end, she's taken it on as actually a freedom. There is freedom in discipline. Thank you, Jocko Willink. Got that line from him. And there is freedom in discipline. If you follow your goals, do what you say you're going to do, not just to other people, but to yourself. And actually, that's in many ways more important. Follow what you say you're going to do. Don't tell lies to yourself. Don't say, I'm going to get up half an hour earlier and then hit the snooze button. We are all just chemicals in our brains. And no is a chemical reaction as much as yes. Say yes, say I will, get there, get it done. Believe in yourself, and I tell you, tomorrow you will be proud of what you did yesterday, and you will grow. And then you won't dwell on it because you're living Z100. So, it's elite, but not elite, because it allows all of us to start from where we are. I'm doing the 30-day perfection challenge right at the moment, and perfection for me is different than it would be for somebody else. For, say, the aforementioned Jocko Willink, I would die if I tried to keep up with that guy, probably. He's a beast, he's an ex-Navy SEAL, he's given tremendous amounts to the United States and probably anybody who's paid attention to him around the world, and I can't keep up with him. But if you happen to be someone who has sort of let it slide, spends more time in a cubicle and on the couch than you do in a gym or out jogging, running, climbing, skiing, whatever your exercise pastime might be. If you spend more time in a sedentary lifestyle, then you couldn't do my perfection challenge right now. And that is not important. That is not judgment of you. It's not a judgment of me that there's people I can't keep up with. If you are living Z100, you are starting from where you are. My old Tai Chi teacher always said, I wish my students would just hurry up and get to where they are. Instead of trying to be more, be less, just be where you are. And that allows you to grow. So that brings me to my friend Matt. My friend Matt is a French Canadian, lives up in Quebec. Wonderful guy, one of my best friends in the world. Willing to give you the shirt off his back. Absolutely just one of the nicest, most genuine people you're ever likely to meet. Now Matt had let it slip a little bit. I think he would forgive me for saying that. And he was heavier than he wanted to be, wasn't as physically fit as he wanted to be. Like myself back in the past, he and I both drank too much. And I'll talk about my struggles or issues with drinking in another video, but I have had them. But Matt, to his credit, decided that enough was enough and he didn't want any more of just feeling sluggish, of, you know, looking in the mirror and not liking what he saw, of not being physically fit. Matt's a skier as well. He has a beautiful young daughter, Daphne, who's I think 6 or 7. She's a total sweetheart, and he wanted to be there for her in the same way that I want to be there for Gabriel. So he asked me to put together a diet and exercise plan for him. So what is, in 6 weeks, he's lost 20 pounds. He is doing a ketogenic diet and loving it, by the way. I will have an interview with Matt coming up in the next couple of weeks. Loving the ketogenic diet. And then I started him from a place where he was. I didn't bring him in and expect him to do what I do, which is, you know, close to 10 hours a week in the gym, then supplementary exercises, my morning routine, my lunchtime routine. I didn't expect him to do that. That would be ridiculous. I would make him so sore after the first day that he would think he was dying and he would never get up and do the next one. He needed to start from where he was. So I gave him a 3 times a week full body program that I had him follow for 4 weeks, and he felt great. Then I moved it up, so now he does 3 days a week full body, and then 4 days a week where he does sort of 2 body parts a day. So 1 week I ask him to do just under 2 hours. The second week I ask him to do about 3 hours. That is a very reasonable amount of time for somebody that works full-time, has a wife and child and family, and wants to feel better. He feels great. As I say, he's lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks, which is not shabby. He's feeling, so he's gotten strength. He's gotten fitness. He recently went and climbed one of the mountains near him, and the last time he did it, he got halfway up walking and gave a deposit to the mountain. And he told me that last weekend he did it and he ran to the top. This is literally 2 hours 1 week, 3 hours the next week. So his endurance is better. His self-esteem is better. He's like, well, I mean, you know, I'm looking better, man. I mean, you know, I can feel the strength. So his positivity is up. And all credit to Matt. I don't want to take any credit. I came up with the program, but he had to do it. And he has been a champ. Now, I'd also like to point out that he has minimal equipment. The routine that I came up with is basically all dumbbells, because that's all he had. Now, since he started, he has got himself a bench, which makes it easier to do a lot more chest stuff with dumbbells. He's about to put up a pull-up bar and start getting into pull-ups, which is terrific. So it has been a terrific program. Now, I will put this program up because it is a great starter program. If you are, well, around 35 or over and you have dropped the ball, so to speak, you haven't been doing everything you need to, this is a starter program that will, guaranteed, if you follow it, work for you. You will get a tremendous amount out of it. And you can start from where you are and you can slowly build. The next phase of the program for Matt is to start incorporating some pure strength moves. Not pure strength routines, just pure strength moves. And I'll intersperse them with what he's already doing and keep the timing about the same. Now, he has been tremendous in his consistency and his, what am I going to say? Intensity. And that has gotten him a tremendous amount. He tells me that he's driving home from work and he's excited on his workout days. That's what we're looking for, people. That's what you guys should be looking for. So stay tuned and I will put that starter routine for 35 or so and over. He's 42, I'm 43, and anyway, I'll put that up for you. So let's go and talk about the silverback examples of what Z100 is. I'm not sure how long this video is yet. Doesn't matter. If you don't want to watch anymore, turn it off. But stay tuned. Great things coming. So, silverback examples. Recovery from my ski accident. I skied into a tree, shattered my tibial plateau on my left-hand side. They didn't end up putting pins in, so I just had to keep it very immobilized, and I could not walk. I think it was for about 3 months. My wife thinks it was more. Whatever. Certainly wasn't back to full strength for probably 9 to 12 months, and I still lack a certain amount of mobility there, though I do stretch it and continue to work on it. That was in 2011, and so that was about 5 years ago. So I spent a long time on the couch. This was before Gabriel was born, and I couldn't do anything. There's a funny story of where the front door blew open, and I was the only person at home, and I was on the couch with, actually I was in bed, and I heard the door blow open. It was about 7:30 in the morning, and I heard the dogs run out, or my 2 dogs run outside, and I was naked, so I'm trying to put a towel on, I'm trying to get my crutches, I'm crutching down the stairs as fast as I could, and I literally get out the front and I'm yelling at the dogs, and I think you've all seen the front of my house now, and in the middle of the driveway, my towel falls down, so now I'm completely naked. I live in Salt Lake, so there's a lot of quite religious people on my street. To say they got an eyeful would be the understatement. Anyway, not a big fan of showing my tackle in public, but yeah. Anyway, so I was on the couch for a long time. I was able to get up, create myself a program, get back on. I think I hit like 260 pounds, pure fat. I was depressed, felt terrible, and then I started living Z100. And each day I just improved a little bit, got to the gym, got back out skiing, got back to eating right, looking into nutrition, and living Z100, I got better. And, well, I got a bit of a gun show, I guess. Yeah, okay, a couple more things. Z100, starting from zero, I have very little tech savvy. When I used a computer, I always used a Mac, so I didn't need to know anything about it. And then my Mac died. So I decided, well, Other people have built a computer. I bet I can figure it out. So I did research for 2 weeks. Used a lot of stuff on YouTube. Thank you Linus Tech Tips. Thank you Paul's Hardware. Thank you Newegg. Paul was at Newegg at this time. Thank you Jay's 2 cents. And thank you also very much partpicker.com. Really good for figuring out compatibility of pieces. So I went in, I did my research. It took, as I say, about 2 weeks on and off. Ordered my parts, brought it in, did a test bench, booted it up, no problem, built the whole thing. It probably took me 4 or so hours to build my first computer, put it together. Triple checking compatibility, people. Can't emphasize that enough, especially if you haven't done it before. But I can tell you that now, as far as I can't rattle off numbers like true techies can. I think they're also known as geeks. Oh, I'm a geek in many ways. Don't take that as offensive. But I put the computer together. It still works to this day. Gabriel's about to turn 4, and for his 4th birthday, we're going to buy a new computer. I'm going to build that with him. He's already so savvy, I think he'll understand a tremendous amount. He won't understand everything. But as I say, I can't rattle off numbers like some of the true techies. But when it comes to all the components of a PC, I can talk about them. I continue to stay up on research. I will talk a little bit about the 1080, the new NVIDIA graphics card, and how in very short period of time I can pretty much wax lyrical with just about anybody on the planet about computer components. So that is starting from 0 and just incrementally working up 100% each time, and you'd be surprised what you can learn in a very short period of time. Alright, on my channel, you've seen at the start and at the finish, if you've watched it at any point, the music. Where did the music come from? Well, me. And again, Z100. I decided I needed a jingle for my channel. So I got on the internet, looked up free music online or something like that, free music you can make online, and I found Soundation. Soundation is a great site. They allow you to, you can pay for things, but you can also do it for free. I did it for free, and I went there and they have all sorts of different instruments and little bits of small little pieces of music, and it took me about a day and a half of putting this and that together and finding what I liked, and I made that music. Again, starting from almost zero musical knowledge. Just put it together and you can see the result. I think it's pretty good. Not offensive, got a groove. I like it. I actually, to be honest, I mean, I look at myself on camera and I'm like, ugh, who's this dickhead? But the music, I like. So, that's Z100. Living Z100 does take some mental effort. It ends up holding you accountable, and we all need to be accountable to ourselves. We can't blame anybody else for where we are. Don't blame your mother or your father. You know, their issues are their issues. Don't bring them into your life. You have plenty of issues without blaming other people for them. Believe in yourself. Look at take a good, hard, critical look at yourself. That's how you start at 0. And then become better and better and better, and then start again. Better and better and better, and start again. You will be surprised if you follow this method, you won't even recognize who you are in a year. In no way. You'll be like, I don't even remember who that guy was. I don't know how they thought the way that they thought. I don't know how they got up in the morning. Because so many things will have become so much easier for you because you'll just believe in your ability to overcome. It's a great thing. So, on a personal note, my appearance. I know you guys are losing sleep over this. My beard. Well, I did have a very long beard for most of last year. I grow a beard very easily. I got sick of it, so I cut it off. My wife has basically said she thinks I look a lot better with it. So I'm growing it back. I had quite the mustache, and boy, that was a pain in the butt. I'd wake up and it'd be all smeared across my face. I would get it in my mouth when I was eating food. But so I'm not going to do the big mustache. I'm going to do the beard. And you see at the end, there's a picture of me with the beard from last year. So, as I say, I know you guys have been losing sleep over this and my appearance because, whoa, it's pretty critical stuff. Yeah. But just letting you know, I am growing the beard back. But I'm not worrying about it because Z100, just let it grow every day and it'll get there. So that's Z100. You guys try and grow and learn and become better every day. Live Z100. Take myself and my buddy Matt and everybody else that you see there, see in the world living Z100, take them as inspiration. It's not that hard to do because you don't look ahead 100 days. You don't look ahead, to next year. You just live day by day and the next day will take care of itself. All right, well, I'll stop rambling. As you know, I'm the Silverback. I live Z100. I hope you can too and become the most exceptional versions of yourselves. Thanks a lot for listening. Have a great day and I'll catch you next time.